Hi, welcome to another edition of Microsoft with Makayla. Today, I am joined by my colleague, Lindsay, who is a strategic software consultant here at Connection. Hi, Casey. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Hi, Makayla. Thanks for having me.
Sure. So Casey wrote a fantastic blog for our Connected blog called ChatGPT AI Oh My, which I love the title, by the way. Before we dive into some of that, do you want to start by just giving us a quick introduction, overview of what you do at Connection?
Yeah, sure. So I've been with Connection for 11 years. I am a strategic consultant that's a part of our XLO practice, and my focus is MLO, or Microsoft Landscape Optimization. Essentially, my job is to help our clients tackle the difficult and really navigate the difficult decisions that they need to make around their Microsoft investment and technology strategy.
Okay, very cool. So diving into your blog post, it's such a new technology, such a timely subject matter. Do you want to maybe start with just giving us an overview of what is ChatGPT? It's such a buzzy term right now, but maybe just start with the basics. What is it?
Yeah, sure. So the ChatGPT. So the chat really represents the chatbot functionality. And GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which is a type of large language model. It's very recently been launched, November of 2022, by an organization called OpenAI. It's been trained on a vast amount of text data, and it's really capable of understanding and generating natural language. There's lots of applications. I'll go into some of those during this discussion together, but it's a really powerful technology, and I'm excited to see it in action.
Okay, so we have, I think everyone would be familiar with other tools in a similar vein, things like Alexa, things like Siri. What kind of is the difference between the two technologies?
That's a good question. I was wondering the same when I kind of set out to write the blog and just to learn a lot more about ChatGPT. So if you think of Alexa and think of Siri, they're used for very quick prompts back. So things like setting reminders, calendar reminders, prompting to play music, sending text messages, making phone calls, things that are pretty simple, straightforward.
And more kind of like a command.
Yeah, exactly. And ChatGPT, like I said, much more conversational. Well, let me stop and just say, like, ironically, when I went to kind of prepare for my blog and the vlog, ChatGPT was just launched on the iOS on May 18th. So it's I'm telling you, it's super current and timely for us to be having this discussion. It's really designed to generate human-like responses, ChatGPT. It's within conversational contexts. It can engage in open-ended conversations. It can answer questions, provide in-depth explanations, and there's really no UI for ChatGPT. It's very simple and straightforward. It can be really integrated and applied to various applications, and I'll get into some of those in a minute.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what are some different use cases for it, just in different industries?
Yeah, so I'll use two big verticals: healthcare to start, and then education. So for healthcare, let me give you three good examples. One would be mental health support. So ChatGPT could offer supportive conversational interface for individuals that are seeking mental health assistance. It could provide them resources, encouragement, and even guide them to professional assistance as needed.
Wow. Yeah.
From a patient experience perspective, think about on the front side from a triaging perspective. ChatGPT could clearly be the first line of defense for these individuals and prioritize them based on their injury or how sick they are to get them into the right hands without having little to no human intervention there, at least with that first touch. But then on the backside, after that patient's been seen, from a charting perspective, ChatGPT could increase a lot of time and efficiencies and really could create a baseline of diagnoses for these patients that have similar characteristics, so that healthcare provider doesn't have to do so much. They can kind of pick up from where ChatGPT leaves off in that charting example. And then in education, from a student's perspective, ChatGPT could act as a virtual tutor. It could answer questions, explain concepts, and even provide educational resources. I think about my days in college, making my way to the library, writing research papers and essays.
Yeah.
ChatGPT could have saved a lot of those trips and really helped from a time and efficiency standpoint. Same goes for educators. Teachers, there's a lot of lesson prep. There's a lot of work that they have to do to get ready for the time in the classroom with their students. So for example, ChatGPT, a teacher could prompt ChatGPT with something like, tell me 5 causes for the Industrial Revolution, and give me examples that would help a 9th grader to learn more about this, including sources. And the output could greatly streamline that prep work for that educator in the classroom. And then some other use cases just from a very high level: virtual assistant, customer support, and content generation. So what I want to do is just do a really brief demo. So if you can see my phone. I just want to make sure. Can you see that?
Yep, we can.
That's the interface. It looks like a text chat. It's very
I was going to say it's very, very straightforward.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to prompt it with the following: who won the Super Bowl in 2018, and what was the play call that was made memorable from that game? Okay. So it heard what I said, and it typed it out. I don't know if but that's kind of how it looks. You probably can't read it, but you get the concept.
Yeah, just looks like a text.
So here it's,
oh my gosh,
developing the response.
Look at that, it's so fast. Oh wow.
So it's
amazing.
Longer.
Oh my gosh.
This is actually, I've done this a couple times. So let me just give you an idea of what this says. So the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2018. That was specifically Super Bowl 52. The memorable play call from that game was known as the Philly Special. It occurred in the second quarter when the Eagles executed a trick play on fourth down. Nick Foles, the quarterback, lined up as a receiver, and the ball was snapped directly to the running back, Corey Clement, who then handed it off to tight end Trey Burton, who passed the ball to Foles, who caught it for a touchdown. It was an unexpected play. It contributed to the Eagles' victory over the New England Patriots, where they won 41-33. So you can see
the level of detail, that quick, that's
what I want to get across, is how in depth and it goes to all of the players, what quarter the play happened. So it's pretty incredible.
Okay, but kind of in the same thing, it's incredible, but it's also a little bit scary. There's a lot of different ways this could go. And I know in your blog post, you talked about kind of, as you put it, the things that keep you up at night and thinking about this new technology. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's all about human intervention. I mean, we can't just let ChatGPT run with it. There's got to be some human intervention, proofreading, making sure things are accurate. Think of patient charting as an example. Things could really spiral out of control if there's inaccuracies in those charts. So kind of touch on misinformation. ChatGPT could inadvertently reproduce biases and misconceptions. It could even amplify those biases. If the training data contains biases, ChatGPT is only going to perpetuate those biases. It's going to favor certain demographics, could display discriminatory tendencies. Think about plagiarism and cheating in the classroom. I mean, students need to earn their stripes. They need to. They can't just put ChatGPT in the control of writing the research paper. They need to use it as a resource. So you got to be really careful there. And the one other thing that scares me a bit today, I read an article this morning that they're saying that AI could lead to human extinction. If we're not careful, AI could lead to human extinction.
I read that same thing. It was such a
take notice for sure. It's crazy to think.
It really is. It really is. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us, Casey. Like I said, it's so brand new. And with that article coming out, it's such a just timely topic that I think so many people are interested in. Before we break, do you have any parting thoughts or words of wisdom, just how we can kind of manage this, ever-changing technology?
Yeah, so I would say it's all about balance between increasing efficiencies, but not allowing the chatbot to completely take over. We need to approach ChatGPT and AI technologies with extreme caution. We need to use safeguards to mitigate the inherent risks. I would say policymakers need to erect safeguards and guardrails to establish, baseline regulations for these technologies. I would go as far as to say that the evolution of AI needs to be taken as seriously as things like pandemics and nuclear warfare. I mean, there are societal scale risks that are definitely involved in the evolution of AI, and we need to be careful of that. But lastly, I read that there's a lot of R&D going into ChatGPT and AI. So the mission is to make these AI systems more trustworthy, more transparent, and most importantly, aligned with human values. So when I kind of read that and digest that, it makes me feel a little bit better about the evolution of AI.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Casey, for joining today. And please check out Casey's blog post on the Connected blog to go into a little bit more detail. And thank you all so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Makayla.